So canonically, Junpei goes through door 4, and then door 7, and then door 1, and that's how he escapes the ship. So we're not going to be doing that for a while because we need a few things. Like, the game kind of makes you go and get at least one ending. There's one ending that is required. There is one ending that is the true ending, and then the other 4 endings are optional, but give you information. So we are welcome back, Twitch and YouTube, to Just Another Game. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. We're gonna just jump right here to our decision. Alright, we've seen this. We don't really have a choice. Which door are we going through?
You say something?
No.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well,
Oh.
you first.
It's the same.
Got it. You're next.
I'll take...
What?
Who, me?
Oh, you're...
All right. Junpei.
Alright, so we're going through door 7. This will... Actually, no, we went through door 7 before, didn't we? Just a sec, double check. I think we're going through... Oh wait, no, we chose door 3 before.
I want to go...
Nope. You
Huh?
Because if we
Why?
the bracelet numbers for the 6 of us are 3.
This just explains
4,
that you can't go
5,
through door
6,
3.
7,
Yeah, we went through door
8.
7. I want to go through door 8.
That's it. Of
I
course.
did that just to
That's right.
kind
That
of
doesn't-
refresh myself which door I wanted.
Option A and option 4 and 3. Options 3 and 4. Those are the only 3 at least.
Wait.
Yeah, and fortunately this means I go through all this dialogue.
Have you molded? Anyway, you can't choose.
Alright, so we're going through
What are
8.
you gonna 7 or 8?
Go through door 8.
Okay. Fine. All right. I choose door 8.
Okay, 8 it is.
Yeah.
All right then. That means June's got to go through 7.
Huh?
Jun's face was blank and confused. Santa muttered to himself and turned to Junpei.
Ugh, Junpei, you figured it out, right? Can you explain it to her?
Okay, so, June, if we want all 6 of us to go through a door...
Junpei chose his words carefully. When Junpei finally finished, June looked as though she was about to cry.
Oh no, you're saying we aren't gonna see each other again for a long time.
Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew that if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed still his resolve and did his best to smile.
Hey, come on. You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
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 She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What makes you think so?
If they don't, then neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door.
June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked toward Junpei. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise.
June bit her lip and gave him an almost imperceptible nod.
Yes. Promise?
Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shattered the moment.
You guys are done, right?
He stretched and continued.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7 and Clover can take 8. Any problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away and was silent for a moment.
Whatever.
It's more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
All right, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Santa, 7, and June walked toward door 7, while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed for door 8. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Lotus laid her hand against her chest, then turned to Junpei and Clover.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then shall we go?
It's open.
A narrow hallway stretched out before them.
Okay.
Hurry!
Lotus and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, the bracelets beeped. The detonators in the bracelet had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his left. Door 7. June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked toward him. Their eyes met.
June.
Jumpy.
They nodded. Their farewell took almost 1.5 seconds.
What the hell are you doing?
Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. He heard the sound of the numbered door slam shut behind him. His bracelet gave a cold electric beep.
81 seconds left. Hurry!
Lotus snapped at him and ran to the dead.
Ugh.
Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as they could.
It stopped.
With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm, aloof perhaps.
Pointless.
She muttered to herself without emotion and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity.
What an unpleasant girl. I bet she's not very popular with the boys.
Her sarcasm seemed a little more biting than was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started after the younger girl.
Maybe pairing these two together was a mistake. Too late now. I better catch up to them.
Good luck, Junpei. I think you're gonna need it. After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed.
Oh, it's a dead end.
The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a dead end.
There's a door on the left, though.
For a few minutes, they stood in front of the door, examining it. Above the door was a plate with the word laboratory engraved on it.
A laboratory? Huh.
Oh, that doesn't sound very pleasant. I don't like the look of this place.
Me either. But there aren't any other doors. It's not like we have a lot of choices.
Junpei,
Huh?
please, you first.
Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect.
Ugh, fine.
Junpei muttered to himself and pushed open the iron door. His first steps inside were tentative and careful, but as he examined the door, it became clear that there was no imminent danger. Just the oppressive danger we've always had. Lotus followed him in, and Clover brought up the rear. The room they found themselves in was divided into two separate areas by a curved wall. A thick glass window built into that wall made it possible to see into the other side of the division.
You know, I think the window looks into another room.
Maybe it's for monitoring something.
Junpei walked to the window and looked through.
What the hell?
He wasn't sure what else to say. In the center of a room shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay on what looked like a medical exam table.
It looks so creepy.
Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus come up next to him.
It's kind of like that doll is waiting for surgery.
This is a laboratory, right? I'd say it's more like it's waiting to be experimented on.
Ooh,
It's creepy either way. You don't think that thing's gonna suddenly sit up or something, do you?
well, I don't know. I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it. If we press the wrong button, I don't know.
Might kill us all.
Stop it. Just thinking about it is terrifying.
She was gripping her arms, the knuckles on her hands white.
Wait, where's Clover?
She was still standing near the entrance of the room. Her face had the appearance of calm, but it was drawn and somehow sad.
What is she?
There was something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over to her and as kindly as he could, spoke.
Are you okay?
Clover looked away.
What are you talking about?
What? I'm just worried about you. You've been real quiet.
What? I can't be quiet if I want to?
I mean, it is weird for you.
Well, I mean, of course you can. I just...
Okay then. If I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay?
Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together.
Clover bit her lip and was silent for a moment, but
Junpei,
suddenly,
you just don't get it.
her cry took Junpei by surprise, and he stumbled backward a few steps, alarmed.
My brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind. Something happened to him. Something.
Yeah,
Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus, jolted from her mannequin nightmares by Clover's voice, turned toward them.
What happened?
Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei.
Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone.
Finished, she turned around. Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover began to walk quickly away.
hey, wait, Clover! Hold on! That way is...
I told you to leave me alone.
He might as well have been talking to a wall for all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway.
Clover, watch out above you!
And without warning, an iron gate fell from the ceiling like a portcullis, sealing Clover in.
What the heck? What's going on here?
So do you want us to leave you alone, or what's going on? Clover grabbed hold of the iron bars and shook them as hard as she could.
Hang on! I'll get it open.
Oh, for crying out. You'll never do it on your own.
Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined him. The three pulled as hard as they could, but...
Damn it! It's not moving.
Wait! Are you gonna give up? Just like that?
You wanted us to leave you alone.
No.
You're in
I'm
the
not
most
giving
alone
up.
place you
This
can be
has
right
gotta be
now.
another one of Zero's puzzles.
If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it.
Junpei nodded.
Just what I was thinking. Now all we gotta do is find it. Lotus and I can look around out here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything in there.
Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Alright, it's kind of funny that Clover always turns out to be the one who is in the split room puzzles in both games she's in. Alright, back to this. Junpei, do something, please. Can you look around in there? I guess not. Not yet, anyway. This looks like the control for an electronic door lock. There's a red light, that means it's locked. If we can get that light to turn green, maybe we can get Clover back. Ooh, won't that be thrilling? This is a keyhole. Looks like a keyhole for the activation key. Whole bunch of steel lockers. The none on the right all have little red lights on them. Red lights, well, it can't hurt to give these babies a try. Just as I thought, Loctite, all 9 of them. I wonder if there's anything important in there. There's something important here. We get a bottle of ethanol. These lockers are a little larger than the ones on top. Let's see if there's anything useful, and no, nothing. Keyboard. This is a computer, the power isn't on. Well, there is a power button. This is a waste of time. What? I don't see a power cable. Oh yeah, you're right, no power cable. This thing isn't even connected to a main computer though. It's got a monitor, keyboard, mouse, that's it. Just sticking the power cable isn't gonna do anything. Oh, I don't know about this. This is an Apple. Mouse. Alright, so with ethanol, what can I do? There's a lot of stuff here. I don't know how we could use any of this. I can say for sure I do know how to use at least one of these things. The one on top, I think it's a power cable. I just saw that. I'll take that. 3-prong cable, that's not that easy. Stand for various pieces of equipment, some of them might be useful. Let's see, is it that easy? Well, shoot, can't use this. This cable has 3 prongs, so it only has 2 holes, it's not gonna fit. In other words, we're gonna need a plug to change the power cable to one with 2 prongs. Of course, it's not gonna be that easy. Forgot how I'm gonna get out of here. The window made of really thick glass, so I don't even think a bullet could break it. Might as well be made of steel. Okay. I don't know what kind of table it is, but part of it's all black. There's a pen lying here. I think someone probably used it to make the table black. There's probably something underneath all that pen. Clover, do you think you can erase it? Sure. Oh, this is permanent marker. Junpei, do you know how to erase ink from permanent marker? Alright. Try this. Uses the ethanol. You should be able to wipe off that permanent ink with it. Just kidding, just kidding. Please don't look at me like that. You're scaring me. Can you use the cloth on the table? Soak it in ethanol and use it to wash off all the stuff from the permanent marker. She's got the cloth, but she seems to be having a little trouble with the bottle of ethanol. Scrub, 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 scrub. Junpei, it's working. It's wiping the permanent ink off. There's something kind of weird drawing underneath. Maybe we should ask her to take another look at the table. Bunch of numbers and some sort of grid. Clover, you got a pen and notebook, right? Could you write those numbers down and hand them to me through the bars? Okay. Write down all the numbers from the desk on here. Paper with numbers required. New materials been added. Alright, anything else you can do in there? It's like an examination table. There's a creepy mannequin in here, guys. Yeah, we know. Clover, how are the power cables over there? What do you mean? Does the plug have 3 prongs or 2? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go look. Yes, she does have to kind of crouch down to get under there. Cable held the monitor has... It's got 2 of those little metal things. What does that mean? Can you unplug that cable and bring it over here? Okay, but... Well, I can unplug it, but it's connected to the main computer. I can't take it over to you. Well, how about just a plug? The plug? Well, maybe more like a connector? It's sort of a thing that makes the plug with 3 metal thingies into a plug with 2 metal thingies. Still useless? Not useless. Give that to me. You can hold on for a little bit. And back down she goes. Alright, unplugged. I'll hand it to you at the bars. Cool, that's exactly what we needed. Here you go. The 2-prong plug. Alright, combine that with that. 2-prong power cable. Now we can use it. Under the desk I go. Plug this thing. That ought to do it. Alright, let's turn the power on. I don't think anything's gonna happen. Why not? It's not connected to the main computer. Never know unless you try. Pretty optimistic. Junpei pushed the button on the front of the monitor.
Oh, that worked.
With a soft hum, it turned on. Streams of letters that made no sense to Junpei began to scroll across the screen.
What?
He had hoped it would turn on, but he hadn't expected this.
Huh? It's running on its own?
It certainly looks like it.
Isn't that kinda weird?
What?
Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just this keyboard and monitor. The only cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in. So, why is it working?
Maybe it's a wireless display.
Clearly, this was a reasonable explanation to Lotus.
A wireless display?
Yes, it connects to your computer wirelessly, hence the name. Have you been living in a cave, Junpei?
He most certainly had not, but...
Is that normal?
Yes, at least where I worked.
Oh.
Oh, it's stopped.
Pass with a colon.
Looks like we need to enter a password.
Again? There must be a hint around here somewhere.
Could you go take a look?
Yeah, I'm on it. What are you going to do?
I'll see if I can do something about this on my own.
On your own?
Yep, on my own.
Lotus?
Lotus pulled over the nearest chair and dropped herself down into it in front of the keyboard. For a second, she stared at the screen. She kneaded her hands, knuckles popping, and twisted her back left and right.
All right. Let's kick some ass.
Lotus smiled to herself and rubbed her hands together in anticipation. Then, before Junpei had time to blink, she was typing at incredible speed, the click-clack of the keys running together like machine gun fire.
Wait, what?
Stop looking at her titties. Junpei was, for once, at a loss for words.
Didn't expect that, did you?
Of course I didn't! You're typing so fast, I can't even see your fingers. What kind of job do you have? What are you?
I'm unemployed at the moment. I used to work for a cybersecurity firm, but I quit.
Why?
Lotus blinked.
Huh? Oh, it was just something.
She stopped typing for a moment and her face fell.
I see.
This was not an avenue of questioning to be pursued, Junpei realized, and quickly shut his mouth. Lotus's finger began to move again, and in a few seconds she was back up to speed. As she typed, more letters and symbols that meant nothing to Junpei began to pour across the screen.
Oh, what are you doing now?
I'm going to try and brute force it.
Brute what?
A brute force attack is... Well, the short version is that I just attacked the thing head on. The long version?
Without looking up or slowing down, she began to explain.
A brute force attack is one of the simplest ways to break a cipher. It checks every possible combination until it finds the right one. For a complex cipher, it can take a very long time. I'm writing a program that would run an attack like that on its own. It's not the most elegant solution, certainly. But given the circumstances, there isn't much else I can do.
Even as she talked, her fingers never slowed or missed a key. Junpei couldn't help but feel a little odd.
Oh, but back to what we were talking about earlier.
What were we talking about?
The wireless display? It's kind of strange if you think about it, isn't it? How do I put it? Well, let's say you write a program that calculates an addition problem for you, all right? So you enter 1 plus 1. The screen will show you 2. See? Isn't that strange?
No, not really.
Oh, come on now. Of course a caveman like you would think it was strange. You said so just a minute ago. You're just not getting it, are you? Who calculated 1 plus 1?
The main computer, right? You said it connected to the monitor wirelessly.
Yeah, but someone who grew up in a cave wouldn't know that, right? They'd probably think that this thing here, the monitor, is doing the calculating. And once they've decided that, they'll start examining this monitor. They might poke the screen or something. Ah, I see the color changes when I press it here. Then they might investigate the hardware on the inside. Oh, I see. So this wire supplies the power. Eventually, they might even cut the wires. Ah, yes. Just as I expected. When this wire is cut, no results appear. Therefore, it must be this device which does the calculations.
Oh.
But the truth is that, just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating. But these cave people wouldn't know that, because they have no idea that the monitor and the computer are connected wirelessly.
Lotus continued to type. Junpei scratched his head.
So, what are you trying to say?
Nothing, really. It's just, I thought maybe, what if the relationship between human beings and our brains is like that?
Huh?
Well, let's say you stick a bunch of electrodes into parts of the brain. A scientist examining the signals they send out might say, interesting. So stimulating this part of the brain causes the person to see colors. That must mean this neuron cluster controls that function. Okay, let's see what happens when I cut out this part. Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes that function to cease.
Please don't do that to my brain. I need it.
Therefore, human thought processes must occur in the human brain. See? Doesn't it sound the same? Maybe the brain is just an output device, like this monitor. Maybe our thought processes actually occur somewhere else, in a main body. We just don't know it. We never even think about it. Just like those cave people wouldn't know about wireless communications. We can't imagine that there's some unknown medium that transfers information into our brains, where we experience that information as thoughts.
Junpei didn't say anything. Not so much because he had no retort. No, her argument just seemed silly, and he was a little surprised to be hearing something like that from someone like her.
The brain is just an output device. Human thought actually occurs somewhere else. That's just crazy talk.
Did Lotus really think that, he wondered? It was a little creepy, Junpei thought. It sounded altogether too much like a bizarre cultish religion.
Maybe that's the cause of Seven's amnesia.
Oblivious to Junpei's increasing discomfort, Lotus continued.
If memory is actually stored somewhere else, in some sort of main body somewhere, maybe he hasn't forgotten anything at all. He's just having a difficult time accessing his memories because the monitor, his brain, has been damaged.
Huh.
I suppose that would explain aphasia and blindsight, too. Perhaps they actually can speak or see. The monitor just isn't functioning properly. I guess people with prosopagnosia could be suffering from the same thing.
Wait a minute. What?
He knew what aphasia was from watching medical dramas on TV, and blindsight was easy enough to guess, but he never heard of the word prosopagnosia before. I don't know why I struggled with that. I don't think that was spelled the same way she pronounced it.
What? You've never heard of prosopagnosia?
Lotus spun around in her chair to look at him. Junpei just shrugged and shook his head.
No. What is it?
Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces. In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's or even yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even people they're close to. Usually they can make do by associating people with other things. Their voices, their clothes, their hair.
Does that mean other people's faces look like blanks?
No, I don't think so. Well, you've seen monkeys, like in a zoo, right? To you and me, all the monkey faces look the same, even though they've obviously got faces. It's almost impossible for a human to distinguish between them. The zoo staff that works with them would learn to identify different monkeys eventually. But you or I couldn't, unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart. Well, that's how people would be to someone with prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia. Huh. I didn't even know that kind of thing existed.
Junpei did his best to act as though the entire lecture hadn't gone entirely over his head.
And, what were we talking about?
The idea that your brain is just an output device, like a monitor.
Are you serious about that stuff?
Not really. I was just kidding for about half of it.
And what about the other half?
Well, I guess I was just adulting.
Not funny.
Lotus' smile had something rather masochistic to it.
It's nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Don't take it seriously. It was the first thing that came to mind, and I just talked about it to kill time. But looks like I don't need to talk anymore.
Why?
I don't have to kill time any longer.
As she spoke, Lotus raised her right arm high and brought it down on the underkey.
Oh, then you finished that brute whatever thing?
I certainly did. And let's see what we got.
Chunks of text flickered on and off in quick succession, and then a line of numbers appeared, blinked, and disappeared. The screen cleared, and all that was left was the word accepted.
Piece of cake.
Lotus would clearly have patted herself on the back if it would not have made her look entirely ridiculous. After a few seconds, the accepted button disappeared to be replaced with 9 squares arranged in a 3x3 square.
The screen changed again. What the hell is that?
No idea. Looks like a puzzle.
Suddenly, Lotus stood up.
Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff?
No, I can't do any more. It won't let me do any more programming. See? The keyboard. Nothing. So, there's nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei.
What?
Let me take a break, all right? I did my part.
Well...
He wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run completely aground. I shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to himself.
I guess you're right. Thanks, Lotus.
No problem. And make sure you know when you should thank people.
Now, I better take care of this myself. No more relying on anyone else.
There's actually kind of some choices you can make where Lotus gets really fucking mad, and I think like Junpei actually calls her old or something again, makes that mistake. She gets really fucking mad about it. I was kind of actually expecting that to happen, so I guess that's based on story choices you make up to that point, because it didn't. Alright, let's see here. This just lights off. What did it say? Oh, fourth touch is your end, okay. There we go. Alright, I solved it. You hear a noise just now. Sound like something unlocking. Where did it come from? Look, Junpei, the lights in the lockers are green. What do we get? What's in here? Keys? Pick them up. There's more than one key in here. This one is small, and it looks like it goes to some sort of machine. And this one has their symbol on it. I think their symbol matches a keyhole and a door on the A deck. If that's the case, we probably don't need the Earth key. I'll just tuck you away in my pocket. As for the other key... It was just at that moment that he heard a voice behind him. It was Clover.
Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute?
He put the puzzle aside for the moment and walked over to Clover.
What's up?
I wanted to ask you something.
Hmm?
Junpei, you went into door 5 with my brother, right? Did you hear him say, like, anything weird?
Huh?
Why is she asking me this, Junpei wondered. The more he thought about it, however, the more it made sense. Snake had been gone for a long time. Clover was quite attached to her brother. Of course, she would have been worried about him.
Well...
He thought back to when he'd gone through door 5, hoping he might remember something, even a small something that would help her. However...
Sorry, Clover. I can't really think of anything. I mean, he did mention that his hearing exceeds that of a regular person, or something like that, but that's about it.
Okay.
Clover's words were barely audible. She nodded vaguely to Junpei and turned to walk away.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hmm?
Look, I don't know if I should. ask you things, but if you don't mind, I was hoping you could tell me if, is Snake, was he born?
You're talking about his eyes?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't born blind. When he was a kid, he got in an accident. A really bad car accident. He couldn't see after that. And his arm.
His arm?
Yeah. My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's arm. It's fake. It's not a real arm. The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm.
Oh.
Is that all you wanted to ask me?
Talking about a brother clearly taking a great deal out of Clover. Junpei nodded.
Look, I'm sorry for making you talk about all that painful stuff.
It's not that.
Clover only shook her head and walked off down the stairs. Alright, interesting. Some more information. Information is the key to this game. Turn this machine on. Monitor's on now, it's full of letters. Alright. Showing some kind of warning. Power restored to experimental device. Emergency systems will activate in the event of abnormal subject behavior. Okay. There's something sticking out of the mannequin's head like wires or something. What the hell were they doing in there? Why is she all quiet now? They were doing experiments on humans. Probably. Oh man, now she looks sad. This is the monitor. There are a whole lot of cables under the table. Junpei, this thing in here is on now. It's because we activated the power on this side. Could you, like, play with it a little? Okay, yeah, I'll turn this dial here. I don't think it's working. Nothing happened. Well, maybe she missed something. I should ask her to look around the room again. It's a rack. There are a bunch of cables on it. Someone cut the outer stuff off the cable so I can see the wire inside. Weird looking stains all over the sink. Maybe if you increase the voltage. Roger, will do. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to max voltage. Hey, wait, Clover. Ah, shit. I think, that's not fantastic. Oh my god, the mannequin's head. Oh man, that sounds like a fire alarm. What the hell? Fire detected, fire detected. The emergency system will be activated. Evacuate the room immediately. Junpei, look over at the light. The emergency system has activated and disabled the lock. Now we can save Clover. Junpei, come on kid, jump. She's safe. Oh man, the smoke is some serious business. Time to close this door again, I think. Clover, are you okay? Are you hurt? Damn, she's coughing so hard she can't even talk. Of course I'm not alright. What the hell took you so long, you big jerk? I was almost dead. Sorry, it's going as fast as I could. You two can do this later. For now, we need to get the hell out of here. That fire's not going to stay in that room forever. So what did we actually need this note for? Ah, probably just to solve the lights out puzzle. Gotta be unlocked now. Yay, we got out by starting a fire. Excellent. I'm sure that was intended. Junpei, Clover, and Lotus leapt out of the laboratory, slamming the door shut behind them.
Whew, thank God we got out of there.
Yeah, finally.
Oh, yeah.
All three collapsed against the wall, breathing heavily. Sorry, I'm playing with a fidget toy. Junpei's heart was pounding in his chest and his whole body felt weak. He inhaled gulps of clear air, and with each one he could feel his body begin to calm down.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
They nodded to each other and started off down the hallway. Before long, they found a few new doors, but all of them were locked.
Damn, none of these open.
How about that one?
The final door sat in the corner of the hallway.
Let's hope this is the door with the prize.
Junpei grabbed the door handle and was about to pull it open when Voice cried out behind him. It was neither Clover nor Lotus, but he recognized it. There was no doubt the voice belonged to...
Jumpy!
Huh?
He spun around. There, at the other end of the hallway, Junpei saw human figures running toward him. 3 of them.
June? Santa! 7!
They stopped short in front of Junpei and his companions, gasping for air.
Hey, what are you guys doing here?
What? But we didn't...
Before he could finish, Clover spoke.
Hey guys, could you come take a look at this?
She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found.
Hey, on the wall.
A map of the ship's interior?
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then?
Door 7 and... Door 8. Yep, they both eventually end up at this hallway.
In fact,
Yeah, isn't that what? We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little. Otherwise, we won't be able to. That's how the nonary game works.
Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again.
Wait a sec. This leads...
As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness.
Oh,
You've got to be kidding me.
One by one, the others saw what he'd seen.
We may as well go.
yeah.
As one, they all moved back toward the door Junpei had only a moment ago been ready to open.
Oh, almost forgot. We should keep this.
He pulled the map of the ship's interior off of the wall, put it in his pocket, and followed the others. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
They nodded their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were.
I knew it.
They were just where the map had said they would be.
We're back. In the hospital room.
Alright, so that... Okay, so we still have a bit of dialogue before we join back up and make our next choice.
I see. I believe I understand what you're saying. The 6 of you split into 2 teams and went through doors 7 and 8. You solved the puzzles in the operating room and the laboratory, and then met one another in the hallway after...
He looked like anyone might after only just waking up, but it seemed that his brain was working as well as ever. He managed to grasp, summarize, and understand each team's report.
At any rate, I feel a bit... I know I said I was sure. I didn't think it would happen.
Well, we saw each other again.
7 smiled.
Anyway, I said we found the key we...
The key?
Ain't that one? Here.
Oh, were they giving us the Jupiter key?
Whoa.
Nice catch.
Jeez.
He caught it and found that the object was a key.
I see. So this is Jupiter.
On it, someone had engraved a symbol very similar to a 4. He looked over at June and nodded back. It had to be the Jupiter symbol.
I'm gonna let you hold on to that, all right?
Yeah, on it.
Well, I've got something for you too then. Here, it's the Saturn key card. We found it in the kitchen. I might lose it. It's probably better if you hold on to it. That way it won't be my fault if it gets lost.
Yeah, on it.
And with that, she pressed it into Junpei's hand. He felt slightly less than honored.
So how many unused keys do we have now?
There's the Earth key, the Jupiter key, and this. I'll keep them safe.
Junpei tucked the new keys into his pocket. June spoke up.
The Jupiter key is supposed to be for the...
Yeah, if the map's right, then it connects to the... Then, next to the stairs...
Wait!
They were the first words anyone had heard out of Clover in quite some time. Her face suggested they weren't going to be very happy words. This is where...
What about door 3?
Okay, yeah, this is where we're about to... This is where those 2 join up. Okay, so... We can kind of skip this part. And we'll go to choose the 1, 2, and 6 doors.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
The pieces of paper they folded up lay on the ground next to Junpei's legs.
Just double checking.
Yes, just like you...
Can't.
Why did they
We
decide
need
to
to
vote
make
that
the
way?
hurry it.
Yeah.
And he had a plan. It
All
wasn't
right.
a plan. Alright.
The first one's Ace requests door 1.
Yes, I do. Would you like me to explain why?
No.
No, we don't have time for
Nobody
that.
cares.
Sorry. Let's keep going. Next
He
is
opened the
Santa.
second one.
He wants...
Yeah, that's what I wrote.
Junpei continue with the third, fourth, and fifth pieces of paper.
Clover wants 1, Lotus wants 2, and 7 also wants 2.
Wait, there is no.
No,
But
Just give it. Sound like
I am not.
barely.
So.
Maybe. Nobody wants to have.
Oh!
I love that animation.
Oh,
Let go!
I'm killing him, damn it.
Junpei, read the rest.
right.
Alright, he opened it.
June wants door 6.
Yes, I don't really.
All of the papers say Junpei's had been read. He did some quick calculations in his head.
So this was everyone's vote. Ace and Clover requested door 1.
That was the door on A deck near the central staircase.
7 and Lotus requested door 2.
This was the door on the bottom deck and could be reached by taking the elevator to the bottom of the ship.
Santa and June requested door 6.
This was the door on E deck and could be reached by taking the elevator near the central staircase down.
Then the door I should choose is
Alright, so last time we went through door 1. If we go through door 1 again, we are. Anytime you go through door 1, you are always going for the axe ending. And we've already got that ending. Well, I guess not every time. As long as you go through door 1 and you haven't passed the story checks that you need to make, and you didn't go through door 4, you will get the axe ending. Or I should say, or you went through door 4 and didn't pass the story checks, you will get the axe ending. But since we went through door 5, no matter what, we get the axe ending by going through door 1. So let's see, we went through door 8, and I want to avoid a certain ending, so we're gonna go through door 2.
Okay, the last one is mine. I want to go through.
Door 2.
My choice is door 2.
Santa was unconvinced.
Hey, wait a minute there. You cheating?
Cheating?
I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted.
How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier.
Let me see that.
Sure, here.
Junpei shrugged and handed it to him. Santa examined it furiously. The others peered at it as well. As they did, Junpei quickly slipped the piece of paper he had been hiding into his pocket. Although he'd never know it, Santa had been justified in his suspicions. Junpei had switched papers.
I had 3 pieces of paper ready.
For doors, I'm gonna go ahead and save here. For doors 1, 2, and
And I
6.
put the one with door 6 on it into the pot.
He put a small mark on it so that he would know which one was his. Door 6, after going through door 5, gets you to one ending that you absolutely must have. There are 3 endings that you don't need. We've seen one of them, we're about to see another, and then there's a third. There's a 4th ending that you absolutely have to have. There's a 5th ending that you'll run into if you don't have that 4th ending done. And then there's the true ending, which you will get if you do the 5th ending and you have done the 4th ending. And I'm avoiding the 4th ending, for now at least.
I just needed to make sure I drew last. After I saw everyone else's result, I just chose whatever door I wanted.
So while the canon ending goes through door 4, door 7, and door 1, you can't get to it unless you go through door 5, door 8, and door 6. So the only doors that you don't absolutely have to go through are doors 3 and door 2. Or door 7. You don't have to go through door 7 at all either. Door 7 kind of leads to basically door 7 pretty much. If you ever go through that, you're going for a bad ending. Door 3 and door 2 actually completely unnecessary to go through from an ending standpoint. Once you go through door 3, you will only have the choice to go through door 2. Actually, everyone's kind of pissed off at you for how you go through door 3, and so you go through door 2 by force. And that's going to go to the ending that we're about to see, because we're about to go to door 2 anyway. So yeah, the only... No, actually, you do have to go through door 7, because you have to go through door 7. You have to go through door 4, door 7, and door 1. So yeah, you'd never have to really go through door 3 or door 2. don't think you get information here as you go through it. I think they're completely unnecessary.
If the number I'd already put in matched, then I didn't have to switch the paper out. Well, what does it say?
He fought the urge to smirk.
You got lucky.
Santa snorted and tossed the paper aside, frustrated.
All right. So we know who's going through door 2. It'll be me, Lotus, and Junpei.
7 plus 8 plus 5 is 20.
The only problem's the other 2 teams.
June and I want door 6.
Clover and I choose door 1.
That's not good. We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people.
Everyone was silent. Then suddenly Clover spoke, her face blank and cold.
Why don't Santa and June go into door 1 with Ace? Huh?
Well,
They looked at one another. 3 plus 6 plus 1 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. Finally, Ace spoke.
Then what will you do, Clover?
I'll be waiting at the stairs. You guys are coming back here, right? That's what 7 was saying, wasn't it?
That had been what 7 said.
We aren't going to be split up. We might get separated. Otherwise, we won't be. That's how the notary.
I'm sorry, but I just want to be by myself for a while.
Seems mentally healthy.
You understand, right?
There was no emotion on her face, but it was drawn and pale and her eyes were red. No one had the heart to contradict her. The room grew very quiet. Silence drifted down over everything like a blanket of fresh snow. It was Santa who finally spoke.
all right. I'm going through door 1. That all right with you, June?
Yes.
June nodded.
Well, we'll be going then.
Let's move 2.
Yeah.
Right.
And just like that, their paths were set.
I won't see June for a while, but this was my choice. I'm just going to have to suck it up. 7 said we'd all see each other again, and I'm going to believe that.
He took strength from that thought.
The other group went to A deck to go through door 1. Clover joined them. Our group is on our way too. We're heading to the bottom deck using the elevators. I wonder what we'll find down there.
Mostly bottoms. Lotus is probably a top. They stepped off of the elevator and headed for door 2.
We ready?
Yeah, anytime.
I'll go first.
One by one, they put their palms on the recognition device and 3 asterisks blinked to life on its screen. Saying asterisk this much makes me want to play fucking Bravely Default.
Let's go!
I've been meaning to get around to that again. The door opened and they leapt inside. Of course, I keep buying RPGs.
Where the hell is it this time?
I just bought a different one.
I don't see it!
Oh, there it is! It's right there!
Fortunately, it took them only moments to find the dead. It had been placed just inside the room right next to the numbered door. They gathered round it, quickly scanned each of the bracelets.
It's...
Yeah, it stopped.
Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. 7 and Lotus were breathing hard and fast.
Man, I'll never get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
That's already kind of normal.
Damn right.
All right.
Junpei looked around again.
This hallway's pretty short, but it's got 5 doors. 3 on the left, and only 1 on the right.
Don't forget the last one at the end of the hall.
But it's got a metal plate over it, so I doubt we're gonna get anywhere that way.
After taking a look around the room himself, someone spoke.
All right, let's get started. I think we'd probably better split up. You 2 okay with that?
Yes, no problem.
Sure thing.
Then I'll take this first one.
7 nodded to them and stepped into the room closest to him.
I'll try the one next to it.
At last, Junpei was left alone.
Well, I guess I'd better get started too.
He looked intently at the remaining 3 doors. This actually is kind of a significant room to be in. This room is optional, but it explains a lot about 7's history, actually. Alright, what's in here? There's a dirty blanket on the bed. Man, this is a mess. It's not even a bed anymore. Can't say I'd want to sleep there. Toilet paper tube, huh? Seriously doubt I'm gonna need this for anything. But I might need this. In fact, this doesn't really look like it's part of the rest of this thing. Here we go. And we get screwdriver, Phillips, I believe. A symbol on the toilet, it seems a little fishy to me. It's a sun symbol, but doesn't look like the ones on the doors. Yeah, this handle's pretty loose. You think it'll come off if you pull on it? Sure will. The handle doesn't really fit on the string. Maybe it wasn't meant to be attached to it. Maybe it was meant to be attached to this. I get a screwdriver! Yay. Taking the handle off, the string's just hanging there. What the hell is this supposed to be? It's like a drawing of a whirlpool or something. If I had to say, I guess it's trying to look like water. There's a little tile in the drain. Doesn't look like we're gonna be able to pull it out of there. Might have to use our heads on this one. Alright, let's figure this thing out. No water. Doesn't matter how much no water's coming out. Has the water been shut off from somewhere else? Okay, I think that's all we can do in this room at the moment. Oh no, we can do that. It's not opening. Something of the drawer, don't trust it. We can screw. Got the screws off. Now we can open the drawer. Nothing in here. Well, maybe the drawer is what we need. Drawer, huh? Take this thing out. Get a desk drawer. And it's got some indentations on the back. Alright. Well, no, I think there's nothing we can do here. Alright. To another room. There's nothing in the drawer. Yeah, something's not right though. That handle on the drawer doesn't really fit. It just looks messy. I'm gonna take it off. Combine that with drawer. I get handle. Excellent. And still drawer. What's drawer? Ah, it's got a mirror. Alright, well I need this handle for here. Boop. The handle got off the drawer, fits on the faucet. Now I can turn the water on. Junpei, what are you doing? It's pretty obvious I'm running the water. I can see that. I'm asking why you're just letting it run like that. Think about it, Lotus. This faucet didn't have a knob on it when we found it, right? What do you mean? Just watch. Anytime now. Hey, water's filling up. Doesn't that just mean the pipes are clogged? Let's turn it off for now. So did anything change? The water stopped flowing. Thank you, Mr. Obvious. Junpei, I'm leaving this one to you. That's fine. Moon! Moon? What a filthy, disgusting moon. Pretty filthy, but it's a precious hint. Let's just remember it. Paper seems pretty old. How the hell can you touch that? It's horrible. It's not like I really got a choice, do I? It's not like I want to. I mean... for pulling a string, it must be a toilet that flushes. Got a towel. Bed looks cold. Pretty sure you'd freeze to death in the winter. No kidding. If I tried to sleep here, my skin would dry out in no time. Well, it's not like you're that young anymore. That shouldn't really matter. My, Junpei, aren't you lucky? It seems you'll die before you have a chance to grow old and hideous. Sorry, I'm sorry. You're right. Dry skin is a woman's worst enemy. Run away. It sounded like something falling. What was that? I heard it too. Open the drawer. Believe it or not, I remember most of these puzzles as I'm doing them. Nothing in the drawer. Don't need the drawer anymore. Alright. You can just barely see a mirror from light. Sure, it'd be nice if that mirror was a little lower down. Looks like it's the same height as the mirror on the right. I wonder if that means anything. God damn it. No matter how hard I'm pulling this thing, guess I won't be opening this anytime soon. It doesn't look like there's a keyhole. How the hell am I supposed to open it? Oh, no, I didn't want to leave. Oh yeah, we can probably use this mirror to reflect the light. Now I just gotta figure out where to reflect the light. If it goes somewhere that's a little easier to shine light on. Okay, it's at a number. I get 4, 7. And see 4 left. Alright, so I'm gonna want to write this down. 4, 7. I think those are trailing numbers. Ah, okay. So 4 for the sun, 7 for the moon. Four, 7. I'm gonna remember this. Oh yeah, 4 on top, 7 on bottom. Sun on top, moon on bottom. So yeah, 4, 7, sun, moon. 4 sun, 7 moon. Okay, so I see the sink lit up. All it shows me is the pipe. Nothing special about the toilet paper. I don't need to bother shining light on it. No light shining out. It's hard to see. I think there's anything going on with the sink. The faucet is too hard to turn. Like I'm gonna see a ghost here or something. It's a blanket, not really a great one. Nothing special about this toilet paper. Don't shine light on it. Okay, I think I am done with that for the moment. I think you can manipulate it in the string. Chances are they made this puzzle. Second pull. Third pull. Fourth pull. Did you just hear something? I did, but it doesn't look like anything's happened here. I wonder what that sound was. In the meantime, let's get this. Excellent. Junpei put the wet towel in his pocket. He was about to turn away when there was a noise behind him.
What the?
He spun around to see Seven kneeling on the floor. His face was rigid and pale. Droplets of sweat covered his forehead.
Hey, what's going on? Are you okay, man? You're sweating like crazy. Are you all right?
He was concerned. He'd never seen Seven like this before. Slowly, the other man lifted himself to his feet on shaky legs.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just got a little dizzy, that's all.
His face was pale and his breathing was heavy. Sweat was pouring off his face and staining his shirt.
That's definitely more than just a little dizzy. Are you sure? You don't look so good.
Seven didn't answer. Half his face was twisted as if distorted by extreme pain and his eyes were glazed. Finally, he spoke.
What am I doing here?
Huh?
His words made no sense.
What are you talking about? We opened the number 2 door and walked in here. Don't tell me you forgot.
No, that's not what I mean.
He shook his head several times as if trying to clear something from it.
It ain't much, but I think some of my memories came back. I think I've been here before.
Huh?
I said I've been in this room before.
You were here?
Aoi, like Nona.
Suddenly, Seven was mumbling to himself. They were words Junpei didn't understand. Seven's hoarse voice trailed off and Junpei couldn't make out what he said.
What the hell was that?
Seven's brow furrowed furiously and he ground his teeth back and forth.
It's right there. I feel like I'm this close to remembering everything, but I just can't.
Seven stopped, frustrated. He pulled his hat off and ran a hand through his hair. Then suddenly he looked up, his eyes wide.
That's right, an experiment. There was some kind of experiment going on this ship.
An experiment? What sort of experiment?
They were trying to control people. Or something like that.
What the hell are you talking about?
Junpei didn't know what to make of Seven's story. Instead, he simply stared as Seven continued.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment, I mean. I think there were 4 or 5 more, but I don't remember all their names. Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm here.
Seven began to mumble to himself and wander aimlessly about the room. He looked confused. So far as Junpei could tell, the man was simply rambling and there were odd twitches to his movements.
Experiment. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Those kidnapped kids. Was I working that case?
Seven continued to mumble to himself about things that meant nothing to Junpei.
Huh?
Junpei didn't have any answers for him, of course. He couldn't understand what was happening to Seven. All he could do was wait. After a few minutes, Seven finally stopped.
Wait, under this bed.
He crouched down and looked under the bed. His face registered mild surprise, and he began to mumble to himself again.
The hole's gone? No, maybe it was a different room. There's gotta be a ton of rooms on this boat that look just like this one.
At last, Junpei could contain himself no longer.
Hey, what exactly do you remember? Maybe you could stop talking like a crazy person and tell me what's going on here.
Seven stood up slowly.
Well, it's not like I really remember everything. I've only got bits and pieces, and they're scattered and don't make much sense.
I don't care. Tell me the bits and pieces then.
Junpei could feel it. Whatever Seven had remembered, it was important. Very important.
Okay!
Seven drew a large, muscled hand down across his face. As he wiped the sweat from his brow, he spoke.
From what I can remember, I think I was a cop.
A cop?
Yeah. I was looking for that group of kids that got kidnapped 9 years ago. You remember that, right? It was all over the news.
Yeah, I was still in school. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember some of it. I think it was a bunch of kids right around my age. They all just disappeared. Nobody knew why. It was all over TV and the newspapers every day. So you're saying you were investigating it?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I guess I found something. There was this medical company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals that had something to do with those kids. After I figured that out, I managed to get some information out of somebody who worked for them. I think it was...
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Yeah, that had to been it. That's why I went to the wharf. In the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about. There was a bunch of movement near it. Men in black suits, many of them were carrying large bags. Bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding, with my gun already in my hand.
Don't move.
I felt metal touch the back of my head.
Drop the gun.
He kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. A needle.
A drug.
That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it! Shit, my head hurts. Where am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink, a toilet with no privacy. I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but... it won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed, and sat down. I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long. Then, I heard a faint voice. The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Huh? No, it was several. I hear 5, or 6, maybe more. Where? Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it. Left. It's coming from under the bed? I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit, but I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold up. Why are there kids here? But then what my inside man told me popped into my head.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then... Yeah! How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face, so I wiped it off.
I
and
really
crawled
don't
inside.
understand how you fucking fit in here. Other than plot convenience. Junpei waited for Seven to resume his story. The longer he waited, however, the clearer it became that Seven had no intention of doing so. He'd gone silent and simply stared off into the air, his eyes blank.
Hey, what happened after that?
He'd waited long enough, but Seven shook his head.
I don't remember what happens after that. I think I found some kind of door out of the duct. And I think I found some kids, too. Not good. Why can't I remember what happened next?
Ah, man, what happened to the kids, Seven? Did you save them?
I don't know. I don't know if it was me. I've got this feeling. I think one of the kids died. A girl, I think.
Huh?
Deep in his heart, Junpei felt something very cold. Seven's head dropped, and Junpei saw a look of sadness, the likes of which he had never seen on the man before. The large man's eyes blinked rapidly as if he were fighting back tears, and he swallowed hard. His sigh was like the melancholy setting of an old, abandoned building. He shook his head and spoke.
Anyway, just please don't ask me anymore, okay? I really don't remember anything else.
After that, Junpei could hardly try to force any answers out of the other man.
It's fine. Don't push yourself. Going by what he said?
Junpei left Seven to pull himself together and instead began thinking everything over.
The children who had been kidnapped 9 years before, apparently a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals had been behind it all. They'd taken the children to the same ship we're on now. They'd been brought here for an experiment. Seven said it had something to do with controlling human beings. The 16 children who had been kidnapped were the subjects. Seven had said 3 of their names were Aoi, Light, and Nona. I think that's all I got. Oh, and Seven is, or was at some point, a cop. I can't really use any of this information anyway. I didn't learn anything about the Nonary game or Zero.
It's kind of funny that one of the kids' name was Nona, which is the prefix of 9.
Why were we brought to the same ship where they'd done those experiments 9 years ago? And just what the heck is this about controlling human beings? That's nuts. Did they really conduct an experiment like that?
Before long, Junpei realized he had spent quite some time deep in thought.
I don't have time to just stand here thinking. I need to get moving.
Junpei shook his head quickly to clear it and returned to his investigation, thoughts swirling in his mind. Okay, so we've done what we needed to do in here. I'm sure Lotus loves us just doing nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There's that sound again. Happens whenever I pull that string a couple times. Junpei, did you hear something from the other room? In the dark room, yep. I sure think I did. Also, I'm trying to remember what I do with this towel. Well, this door opens easily enough. Get a couple of tiles. Nothing left on the desk. Desk is old and rusty. Did I? This mirror's probably right here. I don't remember what I do with this towel. If there's anywhere I can use this towel, why the hell did I bring this with me? Okay, so is it completely useless? It's just to tell you that they match, I guess. Alright, well. Okay, well, it looks like we've investigated all the rooms. The only mystery left is that door. Alright, let's crack that mystery then. We got 4 tiles, and there are a bunch of tiles of the same size on the wall here. If we replace 4 of the tiles with ones that we got, that should open the door. Well, there's only one way to find out. Okay, so all these tiles have 14 inscribed on red. But really, all you need to know is there are 4 E's and there are 4 of these tiles. You don't really need to know that E is the 14th digit in hexadecimal. I'm sure there's a hint in here that will tell you that, but we also know it's officially your nighttime. All right, I'm actually going to be wrapping up pretty soon, but have a good night. If you convert this to hexadecimal, it's an E. Basically, the E's and emergence are the 14s from the tiles. If we replace it, it gives up the answer. Do you really care why it worked? Let's just get out of here. They passed through the open door and headed to the next room. Junpei jogged down the short staircase and looked around.
Oh, what the hell is this place?
The words had sprung unbidden to his lips, but it was clear why. Junpei shivered. Lotus and Seven reached the bottom of the stairs and stopped short, terrified.
Ugh, this room is really creepy.
I think we ought to get the hell out of here now.
He jogged up the stairs on the opposite side of the room and shook the door on the wall next to the catwalk. Yeah, it didn't open, and he muttered to himself.
Figures.
It's locked, isn't it?
Yep. Don't know why I thought this would be any different.
So, what is this room for, anyway?
Junpei looked around at the room again.
Well, there's a chair in the center of the room.
Oh, looks uncomfortable to say the least. I'd rather not sit in it if I can avoid it.
The back of it was covered with electrodes connected to a nest of wires.
Looks like it's placed over some kind of glass panel. Too dark to look through it, though.
Junpei turned to look at the right side of the room. There was a table covered with a piece of cloth.
This isn't dried blood on the tablecloth, is it?
Maybe. On top of the table were a number of metal instruments. Junpei didn't know what they were for, and he had a feeling he didn't want to find out.
Oh, what the hell is this? What are these tools for?
That's not something I even want to think about.
Junpei shook his head in an attempt to clear it and try to focus on something else.
No doubt about it. This room's dangerous. Let's make our search quick so we can solve the puzzle and get the hell out of here. Come on.
Alright, well, see, one thing that I need pretty quick. Dear God, I thought it fucking froze. You know what? Why don't we just go ahead and do a little savey save. Little savey dance. There we go, okay. One thing I saw here, there are a number of ominous looking tools and instruments. Let's see, we've got adze and a hammer, a pair of forceps, and these other things are too old and broken. I don't know what they are. Doesn't this wrench look way too new? Not rusty at all. We'll take that. Adze, I don't know what that is. Something on the screen. This device will conduct the experiment. Once the experiment has been completed, the door will unlock. First, adjust the switches to match the blocks in the sample above. I don't know what this thing is, but we've got to figure out this puzzle. It's right next to a torture chair. Whatever it is, I don't think it's good. You adjust the switches shown at the 4 corners of the screen and press the check button. Junpei, we don't know what this thing does. You can always come back to it later. There are lots of other things you can do. Okay. So let's turn everything back off again. So the hit's just the end, what you're trying to do. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it looks like right. So that does that. That always does that. Okay, we need 6 blocks here, full 9 blocks here, 10 blocks here, and 8 blocks here. Okay, just like that. Adjustment is completed. Now proceeding to execution phase. To complete the experiment, data must be collected from subject. Once preparation is finished, place subject in chair. I thought we solved the puzzle already. What does it mean by preparation? I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this. I think this means one of us is gonna sit in the chair. Well, 7's never gonna fit in that thing. It's either you or me, Junpei. Collecting data. I wonder if it's gonna run electricity through the subject. There's a human head on the screen. Maybe it's gonna zap the brain with a little electricity. Which really doesn't sound safe. Anyway, you still gotta prepare. We can talk about that after we finish what it means by preparation, okay? Wants us to prepare. Maybe we need to ask it what it needs to do. Disposal tank is closed. Please fill the tank. Oh, alright. You see the only controls are in this room. Okay. Great. Excellent. I love this room. Alright, can we do anything with this? Cover's bolted on there pretty good. Should be able to get this bolts off this wrench we found. It's open. The hole's too small. You can't even see him with the cover off. I think there's no sticky arm, man. Are you sure you want to do that? There could be something dangerous in there. Okay, admit that scares me more than a little, but we need to see if there's anything useful in there. Here we go. Arm in the hole. I think I can feel something. It's small, cold, and hard. Doesn't feel like there's anything else. It's the sun key. Okay. That's the only thing we have. Levers have got to turn something on. Of course they would. All they can do is turn something on or off. What's important is what they turn on or off. Don't say the floor is going to suddenly open up. Push buttons. Wonder if they do anything. Down you go. Back you come. I guess these buttons switch something on or off when you press them. Sun key should fit in the keyhole in these manacles. Alright, sun key, and you go. And great, they're open. I don't think we're going to need the sun key again in here, though. It just seems unlikely. I don't think examining is going to cause that machine to do anything. I should probably look at the monitor instead. Floor's glass. Well, you can tell just by standing on it, the glass is pretty damn thick. Don't you think it's a little strange that only this part is glass? The chair is pretty heavy all by itself. That glass could be dangerous. We'd be in some serious trouble if that glass broke. I think we shouldn't walk on it. Number of torture tools. Okay, don't need anything else there. You want to go back? I'm just solving this puzzle without easy. Looks like the catwalk goes across half the room. I think it's made so you can get around by without staying on the floor. Alright. L-shaped pipe and the straight one are both connected to this tank thing. They're pretty big pipes, but I think that tank is even bigger. Found the sun key hidden inside the tank. Handrail runs all the way from the entrance. It doesn't go down one side of the stairs. Okay. This pipe is connected to that thing in the corner. I imagine there are electrical wires running through the pipe to the device. Interesting. I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I don't have anything in my hand that I can still use. What's wrong, Junpei? What are you doing on the floor? I thought maybe if I got down there, I could see through the glass. It's not working, though. You don't think it's a large sheet of glass they put in an indentation? I don't know. Why would they do that? And the placement of the chair. Not making sense, Junpei. Well, I'm not sure, but don't you think there's something under the glass? To cover something makes it opaque. I still can't see anything. Echoes when I knock on it, though. I wonder if it's hollow. Might actually lock. You know, we ain't got time for that. That's why I take a good look at. Think about it. You never know when you're gonna find a puzzle. You know, we gotta be suspicious of everything. That's weird. I think I can hear water down there. Okay. Make the colors mean something? I don't think it'll move at all. Looks like I should be able to pull this one, pull this lever. Alright. Simple puzzle. What's going on? It's just water going somewhere. It means the floor. Junpei, look. I can see through the glass now. EDBF. Got it. Okay. There's a strange noise coming from the chair. Looks like it's been turned on. Alright. The restraining device is unlocked. Please see subject and device. The message on the screen was disturbingly detached.
Well, like we thought, it's not going to work unless someone sits in it.
How ironic that this would be the situation in which this slim, beautiful body is useful.
Lotus, are you sure? I can sit in it and you can solve.
Junpei's right. If we screw it up,
Seven couldn't bring himself to finish the thought. His eyes fell to the floor. Junpei followed them. Shork. Beneath them was the dead Shork, floating underneath the glass. I guess I really didn't point that out, but yeah, the letters are carved on the Shork. Perhaps had been killed by an electrical shock.
I'll be fine. Even if I fall in, the shark is already dead.
But
No one likes an indecisive man, Junpei. I can still give you advice from the chair too, you know. I just don't want to stay in this room any longer than we have to. Go over to that screen and let's get this over with.
After words had made it clear that Lotus would brook no argument, she turned and walked toward the chair without hesitation. But she did not sit down. Despite what she had said, she did indeed feel hesitation. Her legs shook.
Look, do you think you could do me one last favor?
don't say last.
you're making me nervous.
Just listen. If something happens to me, I want you to tell my daughters. Tell them that I loved them very much. No, tell them that I will always love them.
Daughters?
You've got kids?
Yes, I do. I suppose they're about your age, Junpei. They're twins. I had them when I was young after... well, some things happened. Their names are Nona and...
Wait! Nona?
Junpei's words shut out before he even realized what he was saying. He remembered the story Seven had told him.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment.
But what the hell? What's wrong with you?
Lotus took a step back from Junpei.
Oh.
Seven looked just as shocked as Junpei. He blinked his eyes rapidly as if he weren't sure he was completely awake.
No way. It couldn't. Lotus, is your last name Kashiwabara?
Lotus's eyes went wide.
How do you know that?
Are you serious? What the hell is this? There's no way you're that kid's mom.
That kid? Wait, what do you mean, that kid? Why are you acting like you've met her?
Seven's brow furrowed.
I have.
What?
Yeah, I met one of your kids.
When?
9 years ago.
Where?
On this ship.
Why were you...
It's not a short story.
Look, I don't care how long it is. Tell me, please, what happened here?
Fine, I'll tell you.
Seven glanced at Junpei, then turned back to Lotus and began to speak. It was the same story Junpei had heard only moments before, every detail.
But... And then, that was when. From there, it looked like... just as if, finally... That's all I remember from 9 years ago.
At last, Seven finished. Lotus shook her head.
Oh my god. Everything I've been looking for the last 9 years. The person who had all the answers was right here.
I mean, not all of them.
Looking for?
Yes, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared. Then 9 days later, they came back. They never told me what happened to them over those 9 days. I took them to the doctor, but I was told they hadn't been hurt in any way. Still, I was sure that they had been through something terrible. So I couldn't bring myself to force them to talk about it. If I did, then I'd force them to relive whatever horrors they'd been through. I didn't have any choice. I had to try and ignore it and move on.
Oh.
A few months passed. Gradually, they started to act like they always had, before they disappeared. They smiled and made jokes and did all the silly things kids do. It got harder and harder for me to ask them about what happened. How could I ask them to remember that? Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do it. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget that something terrible had happened to my children. So I decided I would investigate what happened on my own. I would find out what happened during those 9 missing days.
What did you find out?
Nothing. The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything. Once the 16 children who'd gone missing came back, Things were just... Even the media didn't talk about what had happened. I figured someone was probably paying or threatening them to keep their mouths shut.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals. No, probably something even bigger than that.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Have you heard of them before?
No. It's the first time I've ever heard that name. 7. How did you find out that Cradle Pharmaceuticals was connected to the kidnappings in the first place?
I figured finding out whatever the victims had in common would lead me to the culprit. That's what any good cop does.
What did they have in common?
Every single one of the kids who disappeared had gone to this one hospital at some point. The hospital was one of a bunch that were under the control of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. After that, it was just about connecting the dots.
The hospital.
The hospital.
And for a while, I was trying to get some kind of information out of the kids at the hospital. One of them told a weird story.
What was it?
Have you heard about the Gansfeld experiment? I guess all these kids had to go through it while they were at the hospital. I think it was passed off as some sort of counseling.
What did you call it again?
Oh, the Gansfeld experiment. This is how it's set up. First, subjects Q and A are put into separate rooms, far away from one another. Then a series of video images are shown to subject Q, who is told to send the images to subject A by thinking about them. Subject A, on the other hand, is put in a large reclining chair and given a blindfold. With their senses cut off, A is asked to guess what images Q is looking.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that. It's a famous telepathy experiment, isn't it?
Telepathy. That's how the experiment on this ship was supposed to work.
The experiment to control people, right?
Yeah. I don't know if any of the telepathy stuff really exists, but maybe someone from Cradle Pharmaceuticals bought into it.
Lotus grunted. 7 had been thinking hard for the last several minutes and finally spoke.
Even if that is the case, I still don't get how that has anything to do with any of this. The notary game, 0. Why we were kidnapped. What does any of that have to do with telepathy? I know I brought all this up, but I have no idea. Maybe none of this stuff is connected after all.
Then, in that moment of silence, a cold voice echoed from the ceiling.
No subject has been detected. Unless a subject is detected within 60 seconds, all power will be shut down. System recovery is estimated to take 1 hour. If you wish to proceed with the experiment, please seat subject in the restraining device.
Whoa, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh, no, that's not what we...
Just hurry up and get it over with. Junpei, I'm counting on you.
Right.
Lotus sat down on the chair. Junpei looked at her one last time, then made his way to the monitor.
Lotus, please, tell me right away if you feel anything weird.
You worry too much. Now get on with it and be a man, or June's gonna leave you.
Lotus was putting on the best act she could manage, but her legs were shaking so much that if she hadn't been sitting, she likely would have fallen down.
Lotus.
Failure was not
Okay.
acceptable.
Let's do this.
Junpei took one last deep breath and stared at the monitor. Okay, I don't think that you can fail this. But also, like, it's kind of just trial and error. Okay, that one's probably got to be off, because otherwise the bottom gets screwed up. Right? No matter what it is, the bottom one gets screwed up. So this one's got to be off. Turn it off. if we turn those off. That kind of works a bit. Okay. That should do it. No. Alright, let's see what happens over here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so if it's like that, then it's got to be 2 and 1 on this side, I think. This kind of relies a little bit on spatial thinking. It's not one of my strong suits. Okay, hang on a sec. This might be it. No. I never remember the solution to this puzzle. Turn it off and see what each one does. Alright, so one does those two. And it does 3 over here. So far so good here. There's nothing wrong here. In fact, one and two doesn't change anything on this side. Okay, if 2 is like that, if it's 1 on this side and 2 on this side, that works. Okay, so one does what on this side? That's fine. That's it. Okay. 2, 2, 1, 1. Simple solution. 2 on one side, 1 on the other. There we go. The experiment has concluded. The door will now unlock. I can hear the door unlocking, and we got a new message. Release subject from restraining device. Lotus, are you alright? Yes, I am. I'm glad nothing bad happened, but I do think my life just got a little shorter. Hold on, I'll get you out right away. Let's get out of here now. Being a guinea pig is not fun for me. Damn straight, I don't ever want to see this thing again. So, Lotus is definitely not into bondage. Or at least she's not from now on.
The hallway goes to the left.
Yeah, but I don't see any doors.
Guess we just need to keep going.
Right. Let's go.
They turned left twice before they saw the elevator.
An elevator.
Just what we need. Let's take this to C-Deck.
In silence, they jogged up to it. Junpei pushed the C button. The elevator motor ground away, and before long, they found themselves once again on C-Deck. The door opened, and they stepped off.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Junpei, Lotus, and Seven nodded at one another and took off running down the long hallway in front of them. They ran and ran and ran. The hallway seemed endless.
I know where we need to go. The door behind the central staircase. There was a sun symbol on the keyhole of that door. And I happen to have the sun key in my pocket right now. This should open that door.
That was why they ran for the central staircase. They had run for quite some time when they arrived at the door that ended the hallway. The Jupiter door was already unlocked.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Junpei grabbed hold of the handle and threw it open. They ran quickly through and stopped cold.
What?
The terrible scene before them made their blood run cold. 3 people lay dead on the floor, covered in blood.
Why?
Junpei felt a cold sweat trickle down his spine. He couldn't breathe. His legs shook. His body felt cold, deathly cold, but his blood was boiling hot. He could feel his mind begin to fade. He couldn't think, he couldn't concentrate. His mind was blank.
What the hell? What the hell happened?
Seven's voice was weak and broken. He edged toward the body's movements stiff.
Clover.
He bent down over Clover and pressed his finger to her wrist.
Nothing. She's dead.
Suddenly, Lotus moved. Before he understood what was happening, her hand was in Junpei's vest pocket.
Hey, what are you doing?
He leapt back. Lotus looked up at him, terrified.
The key! Get me the sun key!
Why?
Why do you think? We have to get out of here before the murderer comes back!
The murderer?
The murderer. The murderer. Once again, Junpei looked at the dead bodies.
Santa, Clover, and Ace. 3 people, 3 dead bodies. That means that the person who had killed them was... No. No, it can't be true.
Give it to me!
Before Junpei could react, Lotus dove back in his pocket and came out with the key.
Let's go!
Without waiting for Seven or Junpei, she ran straight for the central staircase. They followed. Junpei shut his eyes and swallowed his emotions. Morning would have to wait. Soon they stood in front of the door.
Open!
Lotus shoved the sun key into the keyhole and twisted it hard. But
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't feel it unlock.
Oh no. Is it the wrong key?
I don't know. Maybe.
Lotus sighed, defeated, and leaned against the doorknob. She felt it twist. A small gap appeared between the door and the frame.
It's open.
What the hell is this?
Wait, you mean the door was already unlocked?
Why?
Then how would I know that? Whatever, let's just go.
Lotus took a deep breath and slowly opened the door the rest of the way. They stepped inside. In front of them was another hallway. It stretched out toward the bow of the ship. They began to run. Faster and faster they ran, trying desperately to reach the end of the hallway. A few seconds later, they were there. In front of them stood a massive metal door. They were all breathing heavily as Junpei spoke.
What the hell is this door? I can't see anything that looks like a doorknob or switch or lever or card reader or anything. How the fuck are we supposed to open this?
We don't have a choice. We're gonna have to go back.
No, I'm not going back there. There is a murderer back there.
There was more stark terror in Lotus's voice than authority. She was almost begging.
But I don't see any other doors.
As he spoke, Seven stepped toward the door in front of them as if to illustrate it was the only door. Oh hey, it's automatic. We should have tried that.
No way.
It opened by itself.
It's an automatic door?
Look, guys, I've got a really bad feeling about all this. The other doors were already unlocked, and this one's automatic. We haven't seen anything like this before.
Bad feeling.
How could their situation possibly get worse? 3 people were already dead.
We've hit bottom. This can't get any worse. Shit!
Hey, Junpei!
He stepped through the door.
I can't take this anymore. No one can.
And whatever hope Junpei had managed to summon disappeared.
No. It's a lie. It's gotta be. This can't be real. No. It's impossible. If it's a dream, just wake up already. Someone please tell me it's all just a joke. I'm imagining things. Yep, that's it. This is all obviously a lie. It's a big, elaborate trick. An illusion or something. Or a dream. It's made up.
It wasn't real, right? June. The codenames meant nothing now. Connie.
Connie!
Junpei cried out and leapt through the door. He flew to her side, his heart like a stone in his chest.
Connie, hang on!
Junpei swept her up and shook her by the shoulder. She moaned and her eyes floated open, but only barely.
Connie!
Jumpy?
Her face was pale and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei but saw nothing. Junpei put his hand against the small of her back to hold her up. It felt warm and wet. He lifted his hand up. It was covered in blood.
Oh man, Connie, there's so much blood. What the hell happened to you? How did this happen?
It was all he could do not to break into tears.
Jumpy, I'm sorry.
Her voice was thin, a minuscule thread that was the only thing keeping her with him.
I might not make it.
No way. I am going to let you die. I am going to save you, I promise.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much for everything. I was really happy to see you again, Jumpy. Really happy.
Oh, don't give me that I was crap. You're going to see me again lots more times. You just got to hang on. All right, Connie? You... Ow, what can I do? Damn it!
He looked up from Connie, desperate for something, anything.
What's that?
Then he saw it. A small submarine.
A submarine? What on earth is a submarine doing here?
No, that didn't matter. Nothing mattered except saving Connie. That was the only thing he wanted.
That's it!
Junpei turned his head back to look down at her.
Hang on, all right? There's a submarine over there. I'm gonna go see if it works.
No, don't go. Please, don't go. Please, just stay with me, okay? I want to be close to you, Jumpy. When I...
Connie.
Jumpy, did you know you meant a lot to me when we were kids? I've liked you for a long time, Junpei. A really long time.
Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart like a white-hot flame.
Jumpy, Do you remember? We hung out a lot when we were kids. We went to the pool and to the fair. Do you remember playing snowball at the school? They're all memories I'll never forget. All of those moments are treasures to me. But I also wanted to go to a lot of other places with you. A lot more. But that won't happen now.
No. I mean, yes. Yes, it will happen. We'll go all sorts of places, Connie. You hear me? I promise. We'll go wherever you want.
Really?
Yeah, really.
I swear.
That makes me happy.
She said it to herself over and over, a weak smile creasing her tired face.
Jumpy, I feel sleepy.
No, Connie, don't fall asleep.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much.
Her eyes were slowly closing. Junpei screamed even as he felt his throat go hoarse.
Connie! Connie! Connie!
Time passed. Junpei wept, curled around Connie's body. He cried and cried until he had no tears left. When the last tear fell, Junpei was no more. His body remained, but only as an empty shell. Somewhere he heard a bell ring. It was the clock at the central staircase. It rang 5 times, then faded.
5 o'clock.
Quietly, gently, softly, he set Connie down on the floor. Slowly, Junpei stood. Only then did he realize that Seven and Lotus had not followed him. Where had they gone? Slowly, he looked around the room. There was nothing. No sign that they had ever been there. It felt as though every part of Junpei's body was made of lead. Slowly, he made his way back to the door he'd come through. As he approached it, it opened, sliding apart with a sound like grinding stone. Junpei passed through the gate and into the hallway. His heart rattled in his chest, an empty, lifeless thing. It had been so utterly broken that there was nothing left to feel. When he saw their bodies, he simply stared. It was a lake, a sea of blood. 2 bodies lay in it. There was no need to check. There was no breath left in them. His eyes lit on Lotus's wrist. Her bracelet. It was gone. He stared. It meant nothing to him. He didn't care anymore. He couldn't care anymore. Junpei's body felt numb. A part of him knew the lump of lead in his chest had once been a heart. He couldn't quite remember what it had been for. Tears poured from his eyes in great streams. He wasn't sure why. He gave up trying to make them stop. He turned around, the door opened again, and slowly, numbly, he walked through. He kept walking. Why stop? An object set in motion, simple inertia carried him forward. Eventually, he found himself in front of the submarine. His arm reached for the hatch. And then he was floating in water. His eyes stared down into it. He couldn't see the bottom. His back was hot. Dimly, he felt the blade of a knife in it. Who? One dead body lay behind door number 5. The body of the Ninth Man. Another lay in the shower room. The body of Snake. At the central staircase were 3 more. Ace, Santa, and Clover. Just outside the door were 2 corpses. Those of Seven and Lotus. And in this very room lay the body that had once been Connie. And now Junpei would join them. Who, then, had killed them all? Who? Junpei let out one last breath. Faintly, he felt the bubbles creep up the side of his face. His consciousness faded quickly, dissolving away into the cold, gentle lapping of the water. And that is going to be how we get the knife, or the submarine ending. That is not the knife ending. This was a long one to go through. Actually, I'm kind of surprised we're actually getting credits for this one. I don't remember getting that for Clover unless I managed to skip them somehow, and I can't do it now. So that was a long one, but there's a lot of information there that we went through. There's a lot of information about Seven and Lotus in particular. And Seven's memory loss is actually fairly significant. It's not so much that he can't... It's not so much that he lost his memories, it's that he can't remember what happened. And there is a very important difference between those two. Something is happening to his memories, and he can't remember essentially how they work, which is going to come into play. But again, this was another bad ending. Kind of didn't really mean to go through all the credits already, and again, I can't seem to figure out how to not do them, but they're pretty quick. So yeah, that is the submarine ending, which is the second of the bad endings. It is the only one you get through door through door 6. That's the wrong computer. Yes. Oh no, it's the only one we get through door 2. Door 6 is a different end. The end. Or is it? We all die by a yellow submarine. Alright, we're gonna save the info that we got, and... Oops. That is basically done. So we're gonna call it a stream here. I will see y'all Sunday. We're actually kind of... If I go through the flowchart real quick... I'm not gonna do this. I just want to click here. Go to the flowchart. There's basically one path here that's going to lead straight into here. Like, this is the path through door 3, and it goes straight into the submarine ending. This is the path through door 6. Yeah. This is the path through door 6. Going through this gets us, depending on which way we go, it will get us either one ending or the ending that we are desperately need, which I have been avoiding. But we'll do that Sunday. We'll just start. We'll do this one real quick just to do it. And then we will go through door 6. Once we do that, for both of these endings, we will be set up to succeed. Yeah, there's one ending. There's one ending if we go through door 4. So we'll probably speed through door 4. And then there's another ending if we go through door 5. We'll do that Sunday. Good night.